Dear Diary, the time had come. I couldn't put it off any longer. I took a deep breath, put on my murder boots, and pushed the button that would open the door to my doom. I was going inside the water temple. I wanted to clear my head of any conceptions or warnings that I had heard about the water temple. I told myself, this was like any other temple. It can't be that bad. I could do this. I don't need any help. Kids from 1998 didn't know what they were talking about. That was a crazy, mixed-up time for everyone. I mean, Rush Hour came out that year, for crying out loud. But when I entered the main room and saw the bullshit layout, I knew the truth. This was gonna be balls. My first and only guidance was Princess Rudo. Still naked, still standing in places she shouldn't be, still thinking we're engaged. Listen, you overgrown goldfish, we don't have time to talk about your illusions of love. We have a fucking maze of water depth to navigate and probably a really hard boss to beat. So let's just get this over with. Lead the way. She then floated to the top of the room, but when I followed her, she fucking disappeared. And I saw neither hide nor hair of her for the rest of the temple. What in the actual fuck? I thought we were supposed to be doing this together, but I guess it's all up to Link. All by himself. Again. I'm left wandering cluelessly around, convinced this dungeon was actually designed by Satan himself. Every room looked the same, and every floor looked the same, and I had to keep making the water go up and down, just to add a little motion sickness to my day. Then there was the fucking menu! Put on the iron boots, take off the boots, accidentally put on the green tunic, put on the blue tunic, put on the iron boots, stab yourself in the eye, forget where you are, and walk out the fucking front door! So far, the impression I got was that this was going to be just as fun as shoving shards of glass up my ass and sitting in a tub of hot sauce. FYI, not fun at all! And if that wasn't enough to drive me crazy, obnoxious enemies were added in, just for me! Normally, blue Tektites weren't a problem to deal with, but with the added element of water, they were out to wreck my day. They were vicious and relentless as they came after me over and over again. I even got my ass handed to me by a pair of clams. Clams! I eat shellfish like you for dinner! How dare you! And those Moravian stars can piss off! Christmas is over! Once I got past the sickening maze of the first room and the aggressive holiday decorations, I pushed forward a little further and discovered an eerie room that resembled a Salvador Dali painting. It was kinda neat, but I wasn't sure what I was supposed to be doing in there. I turned around and saw a guy standing near the tree and thought, oh cool, somebody can ask for directions. But that guy wasn't giving out directions. He was only giving out pain. As I sliced into him with my sword, I realized he was actually me. Or at least a version of me. Now I was fighting myself. Oh boy, this is it. Link has finally lost it, and is facing an existential crisis. But before I could delve into my personal issues, Dark Brittany was defeated, and the magical mirage was lifted. In the next section, I found a hallway of whirlpools trying to suck me in. Like a friend peer pressuring me into doing a line of cocaine. I kept saying, no thank you, but the friend just wouldn't take no for an answer. This was either the most annoying room of the temple, or my patience had been so scraped thin by this point that any little thing could have driven me over the edge. By the time I was out of there, I could have crushed small animals with my bare hands. And I love small animals, Diary. After that, it was just a matter of blowing up walls in the right spot and reaching places with my long shot. Before I knew it, I had the boss key, but reaching the boss door proved to be a bit of a struggle. There was nothing to hookshot to, and I couldn't roll up the slope. Great. I was stuck. Right before the final fight. Of all places, now I have to look at a walkthrough. Ugh, okay. So apparently I should just be able to walk? Oh, okay. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Maybe because when I tried it earlier, it didn't work! I expected the boss to be one unruly beast, but it was disappointingly just a pile of jelly. I wanted to get close and wail on it, but as soon as I touched the slimy blob, it grabbed a hold of me and threw me against the wall. What an asshole! I did learn a neat little trick though. If I stayed in the corner, its blubber hand couldn't reach me, and I was able to draw out its electricity ball and smack it around. After a couple of thrusts with my giant sword, it turned to water vapor, and I was finally free from the dungeon. I was transported to the Chamber of Sages for the usual after-battle party, and was greeted by the obvious water sage, Princess Rudo. Who is a terrible sage, by the way. She did nothing to help defeat the evil in the temple. Did she really seem like a good candidate for Temple Guardian? I don't think so. and then she tried to reward me with everlasting love or some shit. And I was like, no bitch, just give me the blue button so I can move on. And with that, I was zipped back to Lake Hylia for another deep poetry session about the cruelty of time with Sheik. Before I could have a real conversation with him, he snuck away when I wasn't looking, and then later dove into the lake. I'm assuming he saw a fish and was hungry. Who knows? Zelda gets pretty weird when she dresses like a ninja. Anyway, diary, I'm glad to be able to say I've rinsed my hands of the water temple. Until next time, your friend, Brittany Saturn.